Dallas Cowboys edge rusher Micah Parsons has requested a trade. Let's talk about it. What's up, y'all? It's JC. If you're new, welcome to the channel. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. And we got some big news out of the NFL. Dallas edge rusher Micah Parsons went on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, about an hour ago or 2 hours ago, and requested a trade. He basically said he does not want to be a Dallas Cowboy anymore. And if you look at the events that happened recently, so it's no secret that Micah Parsons has been wanting a contract extension. He wants to be one of the highest paid at his position in the league. I believe his contract is coming to an end, not this year, but the following year, if I'm not mistaken. I got to double check. He's still on his rookie deal. And, he wants to get paid. He wants to get paid. And if you remember, Jerry Jones, he was in the news, was it a week or two or so ago? It was some type of press conference. He was calling guys out. He's talking, I think they mentioned of, guys getting paid. And he called Dak. He's like, I paid Dak and he got hurt, right? He talked about Micah Parsons. He's like, Micah wants to get hurt, but he missed some time too. So Jerry Jones was, calling guys out, and when I heard that, I was like, hold on. I know Jerry is Jerry. He's the owner. He runs things for the Cowboys. He's going to do what he wants. He's going to say what he wants to say. He's going to do what he wants to do. But I thought that was kind of odd. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was kind of odd to call out, your star players. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, again, like a day or two after that went down, a reporter was at the Cowboys training camp, and they asked, Micah Parsons how he felt about it. And I think he kind of like brushed it to the side. He's like, he kind of dismissed it and was like, move on, or he didn't really like address it fully, in my opinion. But if you can read facial expressions, if you know body language, you could tell it bothered him. It bothered him. So, time went on, and now we're here today. And he went on X, went on Twitter, and he posted this essay, man. He, in his notes app, he posted basically to sum things up, because it's quite a long read. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe a minute or two. And he was like, man, the Cowboys, they're trying to negotiate the contract with him only, without his agent. Things keep getting pushed back. And then, as I mentioned before, he said that the Jerry Jones comments didn't rub him the right way. And he no longer wants to be a Dallas Cowboy. Man, if you're an Eagles fan, that Eagles fan base, Eagles organization, they're like, yes, man. They're looking at the Washington Commanders with the Terry McLaurin situation, how he's not getting a contract, and then they're looking at the Dallas Cowboys, how they, more drama with the Cowboys, drama with the Commanders. I know they're just like, man, this is a setup for another successful run in the NFC East. But man, you got Micah Parsons disgruntled. Now, when it comes to guys requesting trades, this isn't the first time we've seen it. Now, in my opinion, if I don't recall a guy ever doing it on Twitter, like coming out from him, is usually through an agent, through a reporter. They say that they requested a trade, but I've never seen Micah Parsons. I never seen a player taking it into their own hands, just request a trade straight up on Twitter. That may be, the first. He might be the first. And another thing I want to bring up, I feel like it's kind of in the same lane that I'm talking about, him taking it into his own hands. Got to bring up the podcast. Is that something that rubs Jerry Jones the wrong way? Because that Micah Parsons, I think has a deal with with Bleach Report, I believe. He does his own podcast during the season. And he's been called out for it by his own teammates. I forget the guy, safety. I think he played at Ohio State. I think he was on the Colts at first. Now he's with the Cowboys. He called out Parsons and was like, he didn't like the fact that he was doing the podcast. So if I'm assuming that one player thinks that way, that one player can't be the only guy. And it's on the defensive side too. So, it's guys he's going to war with, every game. So maybe Jerry Jones doesn't like that. Other guys in the locker room don't like that. He has such a, voice, not such a voice, but they may deem that as a distraction. Like, we're trying to win games and you got your podcast going on during the season. It's like, that I can see how that can rub guys the wrong way. So, man, this is big news. And everybody's reacting to the news, even his own teammate CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb posted on X, "Never fails, dog. Just pay the man what you owe him. No need for the extracurricular." And then he has emoji, like the side eye emoji. Man, CeeDee Lamb, if I'm not mistaken, he was going through something similar in which he tried to get his contract. He eventually got his money, but I think it wasn't a smooth process. So he is speaking out for his teammate. And man, when you think of Micah Parsons, of course, he's one of the top edge guys in the league. I don't think in most regards top 5, right? Top 5 at the minimum top 7, right? So he's earned his right to want his money. So that's that. Like I said, man, Eagles fans, the Eagles organization, they're looking at chops, man. They're like, man, all this drama, with the two teams that could give them a run for their money, with the Commanders and the Cowboys, and it's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff going on. So, man, in the comments, let me know. Do you think a trade will actually go down? I don't know. I'm seeing Khalil Mack comparisons being thrown out there. If I don't even know his landing spots, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. If Micah Parsons get traded right now, off the top of my head, I don't know who. I mean, everybody can use edge rushers. Like, it's teams already have, some guys. But outside of maybe, 5, or like I said, he's the top 5 guy. So outside of maybe, 6 teams, it's pretty much free game, maybe 6, 7 teams. Everybody else could use the top guy. So that's that, man. So those are my thoughts in the comments. Let me know yours. On this memory here at Rocker Park. This thing, somebody needs a basket. We're gonna see when the ball go post. Snacks, tell me yesterday, HBC.
Man, once again, man, I appreciate you having me, man. And congrats, man, on the platform. And I say keep it going, keep doing your thing.